Okay, hey everybody, guess what? This is your last video, yay! I bet we're all excited, right? So yeah, like I said, this is going to be the last video for the personal finance class. This is going to be a video about identity theft, which is also a very important topic. It has been very much in the news recently. A lot of unfortunate problems have been happening with people getting their identity stolen through different data breaches and whatnot. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to protect your identity and why it's important. So I'm going to go through this PowerPoint. You should have it available to you. Also, I suggest that you fill out these notes as you're going through the video. It'll just kind of help you keep the information organized. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about identity theft, shall we? So basically, what is identity theft? It's when somebody steals your identity in order to use it to get money, generally. So a lot of times they'll take your identity and maybe they want to access your accounts. They want to try to access your checking account or savings account. They want to have access to your credit cards and all of your other financial things. Because if they have your identity information, they might be able to get access to them and then take the money out of those accounts or use the credit cards. A lot of times identity theft thieves also use your identity to actually apply for new loans. So they will maybe use your identity but apply for a loan through a bank or get a credit card, and then they're spending money and racking up all of these huge bills under your name. And you might not even know they're doing it until you check your credit report one day and realize that there's been all sorts of issues on your credit report that you had nothing to do with. And then some of them will do like they'll use your identity to write bad checks. So basically it's stealing money once again, or to try to make large purchases in your name. Okay. So what could happen to me if your identity is stolen? Here are some things that might happen to you. The first thing is if you don't initially catch it, it actually can hurt your credit score. Because there is somebody out there, some identity thief, that is using your name and your information. And of course, they are getting loans in your name and they are not repaying those loans. So the companies that follow credit scores, unfortunately, they don't know that this is happening. They think it's actually you that's doing this, and it'll start to hurt your credit score. So this is one reason why it's very important to check your credit rating often. And I've said in a previous video that it is free to do that. If you have a bad credit score because of an identity thief, it could hurt you in getting a loan later. And it can even hurt you in getting jobs or finding apartments or any of that kind of stuff, because anymore a lot of employers are actually doing credit checks on their employees because they look at it as a sign of responsibility. And if your credit rating is bad, then you might end up getting hurt on getting a job. And because it was identity theft, you had nothing to do with it. It really wasn't your fault. It was just some jerk that screwed up your rating. Okay, this is just a quote from this guy named Alan Greenspan. He used to be the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve is a very important part in the United States financial system. But basically what he said is people whose identities have been stolen can spend months or even years and thousands of dollars cleaning up the mess thieves have made of their name and credit record. So basically this guy knows what he's talking about. He was the chairman of the Federal Reserve, and he's saying that if this happens to you, it could take you months or years to get it fixed, and it can also cost you a lot of money, maybe even thousands of dollars. So it's really important to try to avoid it at all costs. Okay, some quick statistics. Over 1 million people in the United States report identity theft every single year, but I said the real numbers are probably much higher because not everybody reports it. These are only the people that actually reported it. Identity theft skyrocketed in the mid-1990s. All right, now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why did it happen in the mid-1990s? There was a very important invention that was released in the mid-1990s. Can you think of what it was? Yeah, it was the internet. The internet was invented in the 1990s, and the internet is a wonderful thing for a lot of wonderful reasons, but unfortunately, identity thieves have used it to try to get people's money. And then it says over $500 million is lost every single year, or lost last year due to identity theft, and this number rises every single year. So it's getting worse and worse, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to spend the next few minutes talking about some ways that thieves get your identity. And then we're also going to talk about how you can avoid this. Okay, so here's a list of 6 ways that they can get your identity, and we're going to talk about each one in detail. So I'm not going to go over them now. The first one, wallets and purses. Okay, so I call this old school theft because it has nothing to do with technology. This is just somebody simply stealing your wallet or stealing your purse, or somehow getting access to your wallet or purse and the information that's inside of it. So you might think about the things that you have in your wallet or purse. You probably have your driver's license, you might have a debit card, you might have some other information that's related to you. Thieves, if they get a hold of that, they can use it to steal your identity. So some ways to prevent it: don't leave your wallet or purse unattended in plain sight. Do not, ladies, if you're carrying a purse, make sure that it has a zipper or some sort of snap. Don't have it be something that someone could just easily reach in and grab something out of there and you would never know that they did it. And then the very last one, probably the most important one, is only carry things that are absolutely necessary for you to have. And what I mean by this is do not carry like your social security card, your passport, a birth certificate. Those things aren't necessary for everyday life, and there's really no reason for you to have them in your wallet or purse. So keep those in a safe spot. Okay, the second one is the mail. All right, so the mail, thieves can actually steal stuff out of your mailbox, and a lot of important pieces of information comes in the mail. So like bills and maybe credit card statements and bank statements and all sorts of stuff come in the mail. And mailboxes, for the most part, are not very secure. You know, some of them have a lock on it, but a lot of them don't. So thieves can actually just, walk by, open up the mailbox, grab whatever's in there, and keep going. And maybe they get lucky one day and they have like a credit card bill with all of your info on it. That they can use to steal your identity. So a few things that you can do to prevent this. You can mail items at a secure spot. So if you're going to be the person mailing something, you could go to the post office and drop it in the box there that is secure. You can always go get your mail quickly. Don't let it sit out there for a couple of days. Whenever the mail person comes by, maybe go get it fairly quickly. And then if you're going to be gone for a while, maybe ask a neighbor that you trust to pick up your mail so that it's not sitting in the mailbox the entire time that you're gone. Okay, dumpster diving. Ah, yeah, everybody's favorite, right? So dumpster diving is when thieves just look through your trash to try to find things that they can use to steal your identity. And a lot of people throw away very important things not thinking that anybody would ever see it. But, if a criminal can get something out of your mailbox, they probably can also get it out of your trash can. Because imagine if you got a credit card statement in the mail and you pay your credit card bill and then you're done with the statement and you just toss it, right? Well, as soon as you toss it, you're giving that information to whoever wants to go looking for it. So what the recommendation is, and this is really the best recommendation, is shred any documents that has information on it that you don't want other people to see. You can buy a very cheap shredder at just Walmart. They cost like $10 or less, and you just shred those documents. It's actually kind of fun. I have a shredder at home, and I think it's kind of enjoyable to shred those things whenever I'm done with them. Okay, the internet. So this is definitely the most popular way, especially in 2015. Internet is used a lot. Thieves can get your information by hacking your accounts, stealing your passwords. There's these websites called phishing websites. Basically, they are fake websites that look like real websites, and you think they are a real website, so you willingly give them your information, but they're actually a fake website and they take that information and use it to steal your identity. Kind of scary stuff, right? So you got to be super, super careful whenever you're on the internet and whenever you're giving out information. Use a lot of common sense. That's probably my best advice to you. Don't give out information that's not necessary. Okay. Scams, this one's not as popular as it used to be. Every so often you'll hear something on the news about somebody that's running a scam. Basically, this is somebody either calling you or emailing you or contacting you in some way saying that they are somebody that they are not. And then if you believe them, you might be tricked into giving them information that you shouldn't. So once again, use common sense. Think about if the person that is contacting you really is who they say they are, or if they would really contact you in this way. And there's a lot of ways that you can double check. If they say that they are who they, if they say that they are somebody, then you could, maybe try to call that particular number and see if that person actually works there, that kind of thing. So if you feel like it's a little fishy or a little too good to be true, then it might be. So double check and use common sense. Okay, and then the very last one here is insider access. Insider access would be like somebody that has access to your information because of the place that they work at. So maybe they hack the accounts of like the credit card company, or one of my ones that I kind of get a little worried about is like when my wife and I go out to a restaurant. A lot of times when the waiter or waitress brings the bill, we'll use a debit card to pay for it. And sometimes the waiter or waitress will take that debit card and walk to the back to swipe it, and they actually have access to your debit card for a couple of minutes where you can't see them. So there's been a lot of incidents where people have been caught like writing down numbers or taking pictures of a debit card so that they can then steal your identity. So you just got to be super careful about those kinds of things. Insider access is really difficult to prevent because you have to trust these people in the job that they're doing, and sometimes not all of them are honest. Okay, so let's imagine that you are a victim of identity theft. What are some things that you should do? The first thing is absolutely act immediately. There is no reason to wait. If you find out that you are a victim, you need to start contacting the correct people as soon as you can. Keep records of everything that was stolen from you, when it was stolen from you, how it was stolen from you. You might end up needing those to go to court. And then contact the major credit bureaus. Those were the people that keep track of your credit score. They have ways that they can freeze your credit score. Basically, you're telling them that your identity has been compromised and that anything that happens is probably not you, so therefore it should not affect your credit score. This is a really easy thing to do. I think they have a way on the website that you can do it, and that will help you make sure that identity thieves don't ruin your credit. Close every account that you think is possibly compromised. You might even consider closing accounts that you don't think are compromised, because if they have one piece of information, they might be able to get into other stuff. File a police report. This is contacting the correct people, and then hopefully, maybe by a little bit of luck, they will catch those criminals. Okay, so I always get this question, well, if I am a victim of identity theft, how much do I owe if it was, they stole from me? So here's a quick little breakdown. Credit cards. If somebody steals a credit card from you and starts using it without your permission, the maximum amount that you can be responsible for is only $50. And a lot of credit card companies actually won't charge you anything. However, there's one little trick to this. You have to notify them. Usually it has to be in writing within 60 days. So 60 days is a long time, guys. That's 2 months. As soon as you know that you've been stolen from, contact them. ATM and debit cards. This is a little bit of a faster turnaround. Once again, it's a maximum of $50, but you have to notify the bank within 2 days, not 60, so that's much faster. And then if you don't notify them within 2 days, the amount that you could owe goes all the way up to $500. And then finally, checks. If somebody were to steal your checkbook and start writing checks that you did not write, most banks actually do not charge you to be responsible for any of those. So that's good. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.